Good evening, everyone. I call to order the September 10th, 2025 agenda setting meeting. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We don't usually take a moment of silence if there's not a death, but we're going to take a moment of silence tonight just to get our mental in perspective, okay? I appreciate that. Thank you. Kelly, roll call, please.
Dr. Tamara Allen Thomas,
Present.
Laura Arthurell. She online?
Here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Danica Griffin.
Here.
Sarah Rozuski.
Here.
Dornika Reed.
Here.
Melanie Timbers.
Here.
Terry Lawson.
Here.
Darren Lyons. Here. Right, I don't know how that got out of order.
That's all right. All right. Tonight, in executive session, excuse me, we spoke about personnel and safety. You have no announcements. Tonight, I'm glad to announce our student representative is in the building. Sabrina Bender, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here today.
We're excited to have you. And
Yeah.
Dr. Mann.
I'm just gonna say a couple of words about our scholars. So it's not a surprise of how awesome our students are. So not only are they advocates for themselves, but they're also advocates for each other. So with the blessing of Dr. Malushnik, this year we will have two student representatives. One is Sabrina Bender and the other one will be Olivia Davidson. I'm gonna pass over her bio. So they'll alternate months to do it. So both of them are seniors and they're very active in the school, active in clubs and the musical and a lot of things. So it's important that we have students here that are gonna not just advocate for themselves, but for their student body. So we're happy to have them here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have any of them?
Yeah, I hope everybody's been having a good start to the school year. I know at the high school it's been very busy. I'd like to start off by saying we are offering math tutoring every lunch period for any students who want to come. We also have a lot of increased activity in the sports. I know that a lot of them have gotten tons of new members, the golf team being one of them. There were 4 kids last year, and I think this year there might be 10, 15. So a lot of new students. Marching band has their first competition this weekend. Very excited. We're not competing against anyone, but it's always good for us to go to perfect what we do. NHS had their first meeting last Tuesday. They are accepting new members right now. So if any of you know anyone that's a junior, senior that has, you know, a 3.5 or above that is looking to do something, we're accepting new members. We actually are offering volunteer opportunities too. There's tutoring at Dixon. I'm going to do it myself. So that's one of the opportunities. Another is actually volunteering at the concession stands for the games. And if you guys would like to do it, they're looking for new people, I've been told. Those musicals have been announced. The junior musical is Guys and Dolls, and the high school musical is Young Frankenstein. So there's a lot of talk about that. The auditions will be sometime in November. We also have student council. They're planning the homecoming dance. The theme is New York City. There's the run for it has also started. So if you guys know anybody that would like to run, just tell them to send around some flyers. And I'm expecting it to be a very tight race this year. There's a lot of good people. The library is also doing a checkout competition partnered with Carnegie Library. And basically you must check out 3 books once every month. It doesn't have to be consecutive, but if you do and use the locker that the library gifted to our library, you get a gift a gift card to either roll up or I think it's ice cream in Forest Hills down by the Domino's. And that's it. Thanks. Keep it up.
Yes, great job on your first day.
Thank you.
Right. Moving forward, we're going to dive into our presentations. Our presentations tonight will be brought to us from the vendors of our Woodland Hills Impact Center. So, Mr. Ford, if you would be so kind to introduce these vendors.
All right.
And hand me a pen too when you get up there, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, I am so excited to bring before you all of the vendors at the center. First, I'm going to start off with the CMU ambassadors. These are high school students here at the high school, and they facilitate STEM activities at the center. So come on up, Lorraine and Shavonna. Let's give them a round.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shavonna Crawford. I am a sophomore at Woodland Hills High School. I am a part of our school's Black Student Union as well. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience at the Woodland Hills Impact Center. Before I started here, I started as a kid in the neighborhood who just wanted to go to the Woodland Hills Impact Center. But before it was the Rankin Community Center, we've come a very long way. Since I've started there, I always said, and I manifested for myself, and I said that this is where I work, this is my job. And Mr. Ford introduced me to an opportunity with CMU as a STEM ambassador. The hiring process was very smooth. Once I met Mr. Ford and I was placed with my site, I was like, I think I'm gonna like it. This is for me. Whenever I was introduced to the people around, I didn't feel like I was in a workspace. I felt like I was surrounded by a family. We become a family, we work together, we communicate well, and we've learned to adapt to each other's needs, and we always are there for one another. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Lorraine Mendoza, and I am a senior at Woodland Hills High School. I'm also the president of the Future Business Leaders of America, also the president of the Interact Club, and I'm also part of the VEX robotics team. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to speak at this meeting. So my experience at the Woodland Hills Impact Center has been really great. Just working with the kids as a CMU STEM ambassador, just really just changed my perspective because I'm very passionate about, just helping kids, especially the non-speaker students. With that, with my passion, I was introduced to this opportunity by my computer science teacher, which is Mr. Miner. And with that process, I was introduced to Mr. Ford right here. And he just opened the door for me, for more opportunities. So my daily basis with the kids it's really just giving them the great experience and sharing my knowledge with them of the science and technology. And in addition to that, I also mentor in VEX program, which is like the elementary and the middle school. After the CMU program in the morning, and we do the VEX program mentoring in the evening, which is just helping them with the competitions and stuff like that. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
You ladies walk away. Would you come back, please? I personally want to say thank you. This is not our first meeting, and it is okay. Put your shoulders down. I've seen these young ladies work diligently throughout the summer. You already know how I feel about the temperature literally in the building. They've never skipped a beat. They've never missed a day. They come to my office in the most professional manner, whether it's just to say hi, whether I see them interacting with children, I see them interact with other adults in our community, and they have done an outstanding job. So I'm glad that you have taken the Woodland Hills Impact Center serious, made it your home, and you continue to help our kids learn, assist them with resources and opportunities. You make me proud. So you make it a great job. Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you for spending your time with us. Thank you.
My two stars. All right, next on the list is Amachi Pittsburgh, Mr. Ryan and Miss Caprice. They are going to speak about some of the amazing work that they have accomplished at the center.
I feel like I should. Good evening. Um, Good evening. Representing Amachi Pittsburgh, I'll give a brief description. Amachi Pittsburgh, representing Miss Anna Hollis Kander, our executive director. I am the outreach coordinator, also assisting in doing programming at Amachi Pittsburgh. If you're not familiar, we are the only nonprofit in Allegheny County. We dedicate our mission to youth impacted by parental and familial incarceration. So we do one-on-one mentoring. We have family engagement activities, which is what Ms. Caprice is in charge of. And we have a youth leadership development program called Amachi Ambassadors, where we are just assisting in giving them a little push because young people are already leaders in the community and in their schools. So we're just there to assist. We just launched a mobile unit outreach program called Here For You. And within that program, first of all, I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Glenn. What he's doing at the Impact Center is needed. It is phenomenal, is necessary. And I feel like you don't get the credit as you deserve, but you really do. And I appreciate for allowing it. Yeah, give a round of applause. So within, we're sanctuary certified, and we base our curriculum, our curriculum through self-awareness, creativity, self-care, safety. What does safety and self-care look like for you, for kids, for anyone? And the program Here For You is to reach families outside of our program. It's for the community. So with that, we have provided. I got introduced to Mr. Glenn maybe like last summer of 2024. And we met, he provided us a classroom where we provided programming. We try to do quarterly programming. We just wrapped Heart and Healing, which was a 2-day program where kids were able to journal and express their feelings through our curriculum. And the next day they painted their journal entry into beautiful artwork. And it was amazing and it was fun. And we've done movie nights, we've done all types of activities. Upcoming, we have a photography class. So Amachi believes we're extending into school-based mentoring. So we are looking to help kids assist in their creativity and their creative sides. That's my mission. I know I'm a creative person, so that's how we thrive. But yes, that's what we've been doing. We've done movie nights. We had the block party. I'm sorry, Kari, go ahead.
No, we had movie night where we Black History Month, we showed the movie The Banker, and we also had a talk back with different people in the community, and that was very successful. I've also had different events there, such as home ownership classes. We also had a vision board night, and we also have other things to come. So
We just had a block party to launch our program and our mobile unit back in August, and that was very fun.
It was very successful.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Yes. So we look forward to collaborating more. There's a lot of upcoming events that I can't say yet until we, have everything confirmed and signed, because if you're familiar with nonprofits, you know how that goes. So we just want to, keep everything moving. The kids are flowing through, and what I love is when we walk into the center. And at least me, when I walk into the center and the kids immediately, they're like, where's Mr. Where's Mr. Glenn? What's going on? What's going on today? And they're like, go to the Amachi, go to the Here For You classroom. We do everything based on the kids. And that's what I would love to continue this partnership and to continue, maybe even come to Woodley Hill High School. We're looking to get into schools and provide programming for instructors as well, educators, and as well as the kids. So
I'm hoping to do more for the community as a whole. We've talked about different things for the community, not just the kids, but for the seniors and adults. We would like to have another home ownership class. We would also like to get the community moving and getting exercise and things for not just the kids, but for the adults as well, and the seniors, and having them engaged as well.
absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
To round it off, we have the Dr. Thornhill from Each One, Teach One. Let us welcome her.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm not the Dr. Thornhill, but I am Dr. Dominique Thornhill. I'm the owner of Each One, Teach One Child Care and Learning Center. I began my career in the Pittsburgh Public Schools. I taught for 9 years. at Perry and Clayton Alternative School. Had my son retire, open Each One Teach One. Each One Teach One opened in 2020 during the pandemic. We first opened as a virtual learning hub. So students were allowed to come to the center with their laptops, computers, iPads, and complete their virtual learning. We then transitioned into a full learning center, taking infants, toddlers, preschool, and school-age students. I began my work with Mr. Ford for the 2024-2025 school year at the Woodland Hills Impact Center. When we opened there, we started as a after-school program, and all students who attended were coming free of charge. So we provided we provided snack, homework help, and activities with Mr. Ford and the students that were coming. We got a late start in the school year, so we only served about 12 students for the after-school program, but that summer we served around 54 students. Had a nice increase for the 2025 summer enrichment program. We served over 100 families. All of those students came free through the Early Learning Resource Center, so government funding. If they were unable to qualify or parents for some reason did not complete the ELRC packet, we connected with an organization called CoTrack, who paid for 7 students to attend the summer enrichment program. Throughout the summer enrichment program, we had lovely Miss S and Miss Rain conducting CMU STEM. We had gardening. We had, who else did we have? Podcasting.
All day.
Went on 9 field trips to the Living Treasures Wild Animal Zoo.
Art.
We had art class.
We went pirate game.
Pirate game. Oh, I'll make sure you have the schedule for next year. We apologize.
Gateway Clipper.
Gateway Clipper, Kennywood Park. We had a cultural fair where students got to try different foods from Jamaica, Mexico, all that good stuff. For the school year, we transported them by way of Woodland Hills school buses, transported students safely to the center. And we are looking forward to moving forward to next year. A lot of parents are already inquiring about after school coming back for this school year, and then also for the summer enrichment for 2026. If you have any questions, like everyone said, Mr. Ford has been great in the center, as well as the student ambassadors. We just want to provide the access to some quality care so that students aren't at home by themselves waiting for mom to get home or grandma. And then also affordability. So if they're unable to pay for it, we're connecting them to organizations that can. And through that funding that allows us to pay, we had 13 staff members on site in the summer, and we had 3 for last school year. So that allows snacks to come, that allows for extracurriculars as well as staffing.
Thank you, Dr. Thornhill. Yeah, as we uplift the community, these programs and vendors, that is what allows us to keep it going. So I thank you for allowing me to come and speak along with the vendors. Thank you.
I did want to say,
Any
I know
questions?
of a couple that attended the Machi home ownership program and how insightful it was and how helpful it was. And that ultimately will help the families, you know, and be a benefit to the youth. So I do want to say thank you. My daughter was a junior ambassador in your program years ago. I think when you guys were in Station Square, gave her leadership opportunities. She presented over at Pittsburgh Theological Seminary regarding, you know, just kind of the prison to pipeline issue. He kind of spoke her and one of her peers. And so when I heard you guys were there, I was so excited because you're raising up leaders too. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you all.
Amachi means, you know, it's Nigerian Igbo for who knows what God has brought us through this child.
There you go. Come
So,
on.
I would say it starts with the child, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make
Thank
sure Andrew gets any information that they have when trainings for
Yes, sir.
adults and so on, so we get it out to our community members too.
Yes, please. Thank you,
All right.
Mr. Ford. If
Thank
you have
you.
any questions, you will reach out. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Right, great presentations. Very nice. Let's move on to registered speakers. Do we have any registered speakers? We do not. Public comment. Do we have anybody public comment? We do not. Have anyone online? All right, let's go. Let's move on down to board matters. Next week, we will be voting on the following: board matters 3.1, consent calendar, the August committee meeting minutes, the August agenda setting minutes, the August legislative minutes. Policy 4.1, we will be voting on the first reading of 100, 101, 102. Those are the policies for the 100s, and the first reading for policies 249, 606, 901, and 903. That's what I had for last week. We've already heard from the Woodland Hills Impasse. Moving down to curriculum, Dr. Wilson.
It's me. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Dr. Wilson. How are you?
Trash, I'm great. How are you? That's what I'm talking.
Swing night.
Curriculum, I'm gonna be quick because otherwise Dr. White will make fun of me. 6.1, we have Pittsburgh After School Academy. We seek approval to enter into an agreement with Pittsburgh After School Academy for the 25-26 school year. Many of you know we already have an agreement with Early Bird Learning at Turtle Creek and at Edgewood. Pittsburgh After School approached us this summer, and we asked them to meet with the principals, to ask the principals if they would be interested. Both Ms. Klein and Mr. Manning said yes, they'd like to have this partnership. And so we, in trying to support them and support the families, we would love to have an after-school program at all 4 of our K-8 buildings. Questions I can answer on that one?
Is there information that you can share about the program, like literature, something that we can?
We can absolutely send something out from Mr. Parr, yeah.
Can I also,
Hey,
is this going, I know that it says Pittsburgh After School Academy, so I'm gonna ask a dumb question. But is it also before school?
my understanding is it's not before school, it's only after school.
All right, the one that Edgewood and Turtle Creek.
Are both before and after, that's right.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Mr. Kraft.
All right. 6.2 Scholastic Book Fair. We seek approval to create an open purchase order not to exceed $5,000 each for Edgewood, Turtle Creek, Wilkins, and Dixon to supply every scholar one book from the Scholastic Book Fair. This will be the 4th year that we've done that.
We love the book fair.
Everybody loves the book fair.
In the international.
And the International Fair. We seek a motion to approve the International Fair. The date on there is incorrect. I apologize for that. It's October 9th, 2025. We announced that at the committee meeting, but we'll get the date fixed before next week. It's October 9th, 2025. The rest of the tab is correct in terms of planning. I actually spoke with Mr. James from Pitt earlier today. Pitt is going to ensure that folks from the heritage rooms and the nationality rooms and the different clubs are joining like they have over the past few years. Miss Kylene, as well as Miss Rosa and Dr. Mans, are bringing their network of skills and people to provide amazing food that evening from all around the world. We'll have performances by the Rankin Tamburitzans, the Olympic dancers, Olympia dancers, the Greek dancers and performers out of Turtle Creek, as well as our amazing jazz band and Kuumba drumming as we have for the past 3 years. Any other questions on International Festival?
Have we not looked at any kind of grants or funding to cover this cost? Like, have you reached out to our community resources to see if they would be supportive of us having this fair, so we're not paying up to $10,000 for this?
We have not.
I have some questions about this. So, I have attended this, event in the past, and, it's been a wonderful event. However, it does not meet the standard of community engagement that I would wish that it would do, because it is bringing in all of the food, entertainment, speakers, and not drawing from our very diverse Woodland Hills community. My understanding is that the history of the International Festival is that it was an international food fair, and that it was the families of the school district representing their cultures in to, you know, to the rest of the school. And I know that I spoke about this last year, but I cannot help to be disappointed that this event keeps popping up to be the planning part of it starting just a month before it's gonna occur.
Planning, I'm gonna disagree on that. Planning has started the moment I got here.
Okay.
And I didn't know anything about the international fair. I was approached by the Pitt professors, and then I had to bring Dr. Wilson in because he was involved with it previously. So I was involved in probably 3 meetings before you even came on, and then we've probably been 6, half dozen meetings.
In the words of the children, 6, 7, yeah.
These are probably the most amount of meetings I've had since I've got here.
Okay, well,
with
I
the
think that
organization.
that's great that the planning started,
But
but I
my
really
question
wish
is-
that at the time that those meetings would have been the time that it was brought to the attention of the board to say, hey, are you going to approve the money to have this event? And not at this point when things are already scheduled and there's already been decisions made. So another thing that I spoke about this event last year, is that there is such an opportunity for a component to include the students of our school district and to have them take some ownership of this by utilizing any kind of curriculum-based things in the elementary school of choose a country to learn about and then make a handprint or whatever it is to come and put it here, and you can bring your parents and say, this is what I did, this is what I made, I want you to be here to see this because I'm part of this. And here I am, and this is not what that is. And it irks me. I am beyond pleased that there aren't any fireworks on this
We know
budget.
that's right.
Well, I don't know why anybody else isn't infuriated by that, because you might as well take that money and just go light it on fire, because that's what. And that's money that is for children.
Sarah, I have to tell you, I'm writing this down, because of the points you made, I wanna make sure, because I wasn't here last
It's
year.
not, it's
but-
really not that funny,
So,
Madam President, it's really not. I don't know why. you
It
think
was,
it's so funny.
it was the way you said it, not what you said.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for
Whatever,
laughing.
you have
It's not
had
right.
so many opportunities to be professional and you keep missing.
And I keep missing them.
You do.
What about
Okay,
you?
so back to.
but I did not,
I'm doing pretty good.
I did not know the concerns about last year, because I wasn't here.
Forgot.
But
If we can ask,
What I-
Kate to maybe come in with, if Kate can make some of the, you know, take on some of the costs, or if we could just look at other ways.
Yep, and to be clear on all fronts, so Pitt's coming up with $4,000. Actual cost is 4,000. We're just not committing to more, or 14,000. We're not committing to more than 10. We've told them there's no way that we can go above 10. We've actually told them that our limit is 8. But I'm getting board approval for 10 just in case we got to go to 10 for whatever additional unexpected costs there might be. But Pitt is coming with 4,000 to address the schools and the kids. Everybody was here last year. All 5 buildings have tables with kids and activities from those schools that have been a part. Ms. Tansky brings the International Club, and we have several other clubs that are represented. Kids are very much a part of the celebration in the gym and showing off what they've done. And so I know that perception is reality. I'm not trying to question anybody else's perception. My perception is that kids and all the schools and the district and the Rankin Tim Ritsons and the Turtle Creek have all been a part of our community and have been here. But again, I'm not trying to fight with anybody. That's just my perception.
So would it be appeasing to you, Ms. Brzezinski, if where it says booth and table setup may include a description of what Dr. What is your name?
Wilson, it's all right. Call me what you want to, Ms. Lyons.
Because, you know, just looking at it looked very bleak. And I missed it last year and I didn't see it the year before. And, you know, I appreciate that this is like one of our opportunities to shine, right? And we want to make it robust. And, you know, if I listened to just what was just stated, that we were not including the kids.
Right.
You're countering that and saying that we are, and that there are going to be booths and they are going to be part of this celebration. So maybe to make it look better, maybe just to spell that out a little bit,
We
you know,
can do
because,
that.
you know, when I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, wow, and that's 10,000, where's that going? I mean, first of all, you know, I'm not the money person.
Yeah.
That would be my neighbor right here.
I understand.
But I pay a little closer attention because, you know, there's so many things going on right now that are tapping into our funds. And I would expect that it just look a little bit more robust.
I
It looks
understand.
like it's missing something. And I'm glad to hear that, you know, the children will be involved because that's what it's for, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
For our kids, and if we don't do anything else, we must do it for our children.
That's right.
And so I would love to see that outlined a little bit more so that $10,000 doesn't come as a shock to us. You know,
Yes, ma'am.
if we have to pay that, then let's make it look for, yeah, let's.
Let's try to
Yes,
get
so
the cost down.
in that vein, I also just have to point out that there was such an excess amount of food at the event last year that people were taking home huge amounts of food in takeout containers, and that is, I hope that that has been revisited to look at what amount of, again, I am not trying to harp on this.
There's no, ma'am, it's open to the community.
No, how many people are
Never gonna know.
So like, there's no registration, no idea how many people are there.
Well, then that's hard, that makes it hard to say how much food, how do you prepare? Is it something that you've considered? I mean, and we know that even with registration, anyone been to a wedding where you
Yeah,
ask for
right,
them, and they, but we do say, at least if we have 50 people who register, we can kind of plan accordingly.
That's not-
And what I hold people accountable for is, if I only have 50 registrations, and I only have food for 50 people, guys, you'll learn the next time to make sure you register.
But I don't wanna have it next time, and I
Yes.
think that it's fair,
We have
because
to
you don't know,
register
somebody may
beforehand.
intend on coming and then they can't come. You don't know, this is opened up, this is for this district, and I think we need to continue to showcase Woodland Hills. If
Absolutely.
this is one of these premier events, then we need to keep it on the table, leave it open, if there's food that's. if
Then
there's
let's
food
put it
left
on the
over,
calendar.
can
in
we
the-
take?
May I ask my question?
Go ahead, Ms. Arthur. Oh, I'm
Hi.
sorry.
Hi, I just have to clarify something because the first time I went to the International Fair was in the 90s. And at that time, it was sponsored by the high school clubs in the high school. And it was sort of a potluck. And you went and you walked around and we had to send stuff with our kids. And so are the high school clubs still participating in that way?
So the high school clubs are not providing food, they're providing activities and demonstrations of what they do and what they've studied and what they talk about, the trips that they've gone on, et cetera.
So, and I guess I should say that's probably better and stronger rather than, because I myself was making non-alcoholic sangria for the Spanish club. Okay, it was very delicious,
So
but
juice, you have fruit juice. I
fruit
got
juice,
you.
yes. But I think that opens it up to the kids doing their things. But the clubs are participating in that. That is opening that door up for people to see that you can still join a club, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, thank you, Ms. Arthurell, and segue to that, we do have our student representative in the building who would like to speak on how the students do partake in this activity.
Actually, I was going to say that I do know that the jazz band does perform, as Dr. Wilson said, and that the International Club does do a booth, but I don't think that they put it out there enough. I do think I do morning announcements actually, so I think I could come up with announcements to like say, hey, so if you would like to, and I know the president of BSU and I'm friends with Lorraine actually, so I'm sure that we could probably get them to talk more about getting it out there and participating more.
That'd be
So
great.
if it's a worry about getting students involved, I think I can definitely help you guys with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Right.
And not to discount, Sarah, and I took down those notes, and then next year as we get closer, because this was new to me. When it got thrown at me, and I didn't know about some of the concerns. So if there are concerns, don't hesitate to email them to me, and I was listening to what Sarah said, so next year, come April or May, I'll make sure we get the information out quicker.
Do you take donations, Mr. Wilson?
I do
for this
take
event?
donations. I have a GoFundMe set up for my Africa trip. So maybe y'all could do a GoFundMe for International Festival. That would be great. I'm happy to give both QR codes.
It's an opportunity for us to partner with our foundation, because our foundations can probably go out to these organizations and say, we are partnering with the Woodland Hills School District for International Festival, because they're a 501(c)(3), so they can probably get money from more communities, where we won't have to be in this room next year saying, hey, you have 10,000, we might have 20,000, you never know. But we can address food concerns, we can address costs, we can look at put more students out there, and if we do it earlier, we can set up more activities and get more involvement, so maybe we should just partner with our foundation to.
And our vendors, don't forget about our vendors, who we spend lots of money with, is a definitely, Dr. Wilson to start with, are some of those vendors immediately. That, I think that would be a nice calendar, yeah, and I'll send you,
And don't forget the
Like-
Rotary Club.
the Rotary Club says that, but community partners, yes, talk.
Okay. Right, I'm done.
You got that? Well, community. That's it, I'm done.
Yes, ma'am. The last of the curriculum tabs is we would love to partner with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. This is something I tried to do back in my first year here, and I was told that we have some communities that qualify and some communities that don't qualify. For anybody that doesn't know, Dolly Parton Imagination Library has given out millions and millions of books to students from birth to age 5 in under-resourced communities. And Braddock, North Braddock, Swissvale, and Rankin have always qualified, and our other boroughs have not always qualified. In speaking with Dolly Parton Imagination Library representatives, we're able to, with a small donation from the curriculum budget, not to exceed $5,000, we're able to provide any child born within the Woodland Hills School District geographical region from age 0 to 5 with a book a month for those 5 years. So we'll start every kid before they even get to kindergarten with 60 books in their personal library with this small matching partnership.
Sounds good. Any questions? Special ed.
Yeah, I know.
Miss Leah, I'm sorry, you.
Then I.
This has a star, we've been.
Yes.
Good evening.
This is a voting item.
Hi.
Today, yes, the 2 stars mean it's a voting item. So I'm looking at the agenda, it'll be 7.1 for this special ed, and it'll be 9.1 as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
They were talking to me. Did I miss something?
No, I was just telling
Everyone is
everyone.
voting item.
Yes.
That's where we are.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so 7.1, it was the contract that I spoke about last week for the Center for Hearing and Deaf Services. I spoke briefly about the AIU not having interpreters, unfortunately, just because there's a shortage. So I was looking to partner with this company to service the one student that we have. So any questions with that?
Kelly, roll call, we need motion, Kelly, a motion.
Moved.
Second. Any other questions? Can you open the votes, absolutely, thank you.
Online voting is open. Closing online voting. Motion passes 9-0. If I can save it.
Where's the save button?
We pop up on the screen? Oh, there it goes. Okay.
You must have just been thinking. Thank you.
Thank you.
7.2, this is another contract. It's through the Meadows Psychiatric Center. So there are those times that our students need a higher level of support, that need almost like a partial program, for whatever, mental health, things that they're going through or experiencing. So this is just one of those centers, and we do partner with Southwood. This is another one, the Meadows Psychiatric Center. So there's the contract attached there with that. Any questions with that?
When you are, building these relationships with these companies, are you looking at the numbers, the students that they'll be serving? And do you feel like whatever the agreement is gonna meet
Yes,
their needs?
yes.
And also, the cost will not impact us.
Yes.
Great.
So I feel that for the amount of support and services that those students need in terms of therapy, kind of working through whatever trauma, that the cost does coincide with the supports that they require.
Are
For
the
sure.
families involved with?
Families are involved and they keep the district involved as well. So they have, they'll look for like a projected, discharge date. And they'll notify me a couple weeks in advance just to coordinate dates so that everybody is involved in the transition plan back into the educational setting.
And this is a 3-year, right?
Yes.
I was gonna add that, so it's 3 years
Yeah,
that they are
it says-
locking the $100 rate in for the next
Mhm.
3 years.
Yeah, that was my
Yep.
next question. So
Yep.
this is a locked in.
Yes,
That's it.
Mr. Rakunas looked it over too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is very cheap.
So I'm not saying the next 3 years, I just was making
Yeah.
sure. It's a fixed rate.
Yes, very cheap.
Great,
Yes.
thank you.
Sure, and I'm also going to present Dr. White's tabs since she's not feeling well tonight. The 8.1 is the social work affiliation agreement that she spoke about last week. And then 8.2 is the TCV Devereaux contract.
I guess if we have any questions, we'll address Dr.
Okay. Thank you.
We can make sure Matt goes through all the agreements and contracts. So, case.
And Dr. White, we hope you're feeling better. So if we have any questions in regards to this contract, feel free to reach out to Dr. White.
I believe neither one of them had cost involved in. Yeah.
I didn't see cost in for.
Yeah, there was a contract, I followed up with her, she said there was. Yeah.
Personnel.
Person, they were voting on
We go for Dr.
it. For 9.1 is a voting item, so we can have a 2-day transition with the person that's resigning, person coming in. Of course, with all positions, I did do double check, a triple check right now. Is there an absolute need? And do feel there's a need talking with Mr. Roth and I also involved the business manager in those decisions as well. So we're seeking approval at this agenda set meeting to hire Mason Garb as a technology service technician at the high school at a salary of $50,000 effective September 18th, 2025.
I moved. Second. Any questions?
Do we need to have the job description attached to that?
It's an Act 93
Okay,
position, so that's where also the 50,000 came in, that's the lowest
okay,
in entering salary for an Act 93 in this category.
thank you, kind of.
Can you open the votes, please? Absolutely. Thank you.
Online voting's open.
You were copying my question. Okay. I don't like it, you know. You're asking more financial questions too. I know. So, yeah, Dr. Lucy was looking at me like, has money, like, no, so sorry.
My son keeps FaceTiming me.
Closing online voting.
Because of where I am, so I was like.
Motion
I
passes
have.
9-0.
I did just want to say something. Congratulations to our tenure teachers. I was looking at our tenure
yes.
teachers, so that's always a big thing. So celebrating our teachers.
May I make a comment, please? Hello?
Yes, Laura.
Hi. Have you noticed that I have actually been voting online?
Yes, I noticed.
We have, the numbers are.
9-0.
So if any of you would like me to show you how to do that, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh, are you referring to me? Because I didn't.
Well, anybody, but it's easier than you think, and I'll happily help anybody.
All right, go ahead, Tom.
We'll be seeking 9.2, right? Yeah. We'll be seeking a motion to approve section A authorizations for leave, section B authorization for retirement resignations, authorization for hire professional staff. Section D authorization to hire non-professionals and staff. Section E authorization for transfers, and section F authorizations for EDR mentor actions, and section G authorizations. And you'll see, if you get a chance, you can click on the attachments as well. Right, the attachment. And we'll be seeking approval for the Education Masters Service Agreement between the Woodland Hills School District and the Emergency Healthcare staffing.
I see what you're saying. If you're looking, she was looking, all the motions have switched somehow to the international fair, and I absolutely know how, because we didn't even vote on it. But it'll be fixed before we vote. I just want to let you all know. That's what they were asking me before, and I was just researching it. I have absolutely no clue how that can happen.
Technology.
Yeah.
Mr. Kim?
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, so 10.1, we seek approval for Riley Anderson and Lisa Attenberg to attend the ACAPA 2025 Fall Conference at the Hotel Hershey in Hershey, PA on November 5th through 7th at a combined cost of approximately $4,200. All right, 10.2, we seek approval for Greg Roth and Dylan Martin to attend the Brainstorm Ed Tech Conference in Pocono Manors, PA on November 16th through 18th at a combined cost of approximately $3,300. And that is one of my favorite conferences. It's really good for learning. I was just telling Mr. It's good to see that that's by far the one that I learned the most at. And the last one, 10.3, request permission to work with a broker to post for sale a block of 4,096 IP addresses owned by the district.
Can you explain that?
Yeah.
I'm very.
Yep, so years and years ago, it definitely will pay money, right? But yeah, years and years ago, you could buy IP addresses for, pennies on the dollar. And there's only X amount of IP addresses that you can buy. So, it's like any limited product where as time goes on, it goes higher and higher. So currently, they used to give them all to school districts. So that's how we got these 4,096. So, and I actually got a chart here to kind of show the progression in time. Let me share my screen. Let's see if it'll let me here.
Oh, now I see your, oh, not that information.
All right. Well, I'll try here. I don't know if it'll let me from here. No, it won't, but I guess I'll describe it to you. So, starting in 2013, each IP address, so one, it was worth around $10. And then as time goes on, it spiked right around COVID because everybody's online, everybody wanted an IP. So at this time, it's somewhere between, we're hoping to get $30 to $50 per IP address. So you take that 4,096 times that amount. So we're hoping it'll be worth somewhere between $80,000 to $140,000. Yeah. So it's definitely,
Do you wait till they get to a certain amount of value?
Really, it varies.
Held on till you had over 4,096 of them?
Yeah, so, and we always had those 4,096, so we'll get that broker and they'll post it out in public. And then pretty much it's like it's not a set amount, like we want $50 per, it's kind of what the market dictates and that's how much we'll get. Correct, yeah, so it's definitely a pretty nice sum and it's something that we no longer utilize. And with that, we're also paying an annual fee. I think it's like $1,200 a year just to maintain them. So we'll be able to offload that amount in addition to that one-time lump sum.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you got rid of it. Was this-
No.
No, so no, it's like cleaned up and all that, so there's nothing.
Correct, yep, yeah, and just to be 100% sure, we actually have had these, so since before I started, so 3 years ago. And then we stopped using them because they did previously use them, so we stopped using them because we get free ones through the IU about 2.5 years ago, but we're like, all right, let's wait, let's sit on them just to make sure there's not something that pops up. We're like, oh crap, we needed to use them. So now that we've been almost 2.5 to 3 years, we're like, all right, they're just sitting there, they're costing us money.
And
Why not?
request addresses, there's like nothing attached to these.
Correct, yep. So every website has technically an IP address behind them. You just see the public facing web name.
Good idea. Cool. Smart, and thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate that, Jonathan. We're gonna skip on down to athletics, Tamir's.
Hello.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. So we are seeking approval of the PIAA classification resolution, and this is pretty much the PIAA changing the classification rules to count 100% of charter school students. And this has a negative effect on Woodland Hills, schools like Woodland Hills, mainly urban communities. So this is us just coming together to let the PIAA know that we're against the rules that they're putting in place that is negatively impacting our district.
Yeah. Thank you, Tamir.
No problem.
For a resolution.
Tamir's been on this for a couple months now, with
Couple
emails.
years, yeah.
Weird. So I've seen many emails that go out and he's supportive. I'm getting my letters out tomorrow, with the old PIAA, because it's strong what they're doing.
Yeah, it was Mr. Belmont. You've been on this.
Mr. Brown wants you to have a partner up.
I had those guys read my letters today, just in case. So, yeah.
All right. Finance. Ringing your bell, 17.1.
Okay, so 17.1 is the September bill list, for things that happened after the meeting. September, 17.2 are the invoices that were paid after August to this legislative meeting for ratification. And 17.3 is the P-card report.
I have a question, because we did receive credits, related to that rover position. When was the rover position approved by the board?
I don't.
There was rover,
It's a Callington,
It wasn't Rover, it was,
See it.
it wasn't Rover, it was an additional supervisor.
Yeah.
Was that $18,000?
Yeah.
Wasn't that discussed last month? The credit of $18,000?
The credit was, but not when it was, when the position, because I've been involved with security and following it. So I don't see when an additional position was created for us to have been paying for it.
the original contract said 1, and then there was an amendment, and I can't remember when. But like shortly after that, adding the second, you're talking about the administrator and then the 2 people that were like $1,200 each a piece, the administrator and then the supervisor? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, there was that time when I had brought up, there was a position that we
Yeah.
weren't sure why we would have.
And then
two
they
supervisors.
did send me the updated like contract or whatever. I'm sure I can find it in my emails. But then that's when we went to them and, Dr. Evolution and I and other people met with them and they took that off. So we're not paying that
So
this year.
to see when that original agreement was made.
Yeah.
Just looking to see.
Because I said that to them, that it wasn't in the original agreement, but then apparently there was an amendment to it, adding that, but then when we met with Mr. Kellington, he said, okay, I'll take it off.
Yeah, he said he'll take it off.
Yeah.
So if we can just still get that amended and contract, so
We
that
amended it, do we
can
have
give
to
that
re-amend
date,
again?
that date when that position was created will be on that contract.
No, he agreed to refund us.
Yeah.
And he did.
And on.
But if
And
we
also,
had a second contract with that amended on there, we need a new contract to make sure we take it off.
Or this contract, or this year also, he agreed,
to not increase, their original contract had like a 3% increase every year or something, and he did not, he waived that. And then we did eliminate two different positions, or two or three different positions from the contract
So
as
even
well.
if we can get like.
So he has lowered it, like, the original contract said, I think 10 people in the high school were done 6, 7.
There is an addendum to the contract.
So
on
even if we could get
December
that.
4th, 2023 meeting.
Oh, when is it?
There's an addendum to the Woodland Hills contract extension 10/13/23 on the December 4th, 2023 meeting.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
December 4th, 2023.
Thank you, Kelly, for pulling that information. So that should show the creation of that second position there.
I would assume so. I'm just saying, I
We
found
can,
an addendum.
to pull that and give that to Ms. Reed, that'll answer the question.
Just also on the finance tabs, just want to say I had some questions that I did not get together in a timely manner, and I sent them to, Ms. Reagan and Dr. Mushnick and said, take your time on these, and, so we'll have that figured out for next time.
Yep.
And I'm sorry about that, I just, if I could trade in my brain sometimes, you know?
Yeah, put it in your Google Calendar.
Superintendent's remarks, 18.1.
All the professional learning workshop, it's superintendents every year. It's paid for by the AIU. We do shop up in Erie. So.
Are you attending also?
Yes.
It's paid for.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great time where you learn, and what I like about it is we talk about the law, we also, talk about AI, I mean, all the things that are relevant to superintendents, we get to have our support group, so to speak, and be able to talk about and share best practices amongst superintendents amongst the 42 schools. I think there's 34 superintendents that are gonna be attending, so,
And our legal one,
Yes.
Shirley, like you said, was Paul. It was like
Yes.
an hour of AI law.
yes.
Yeah. For students, for staff. It was kind of scary.
Yes, yes, and we have more to come.
Good luck this year.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say, good luck.
Any old business?
I have a quick question, only because we talked about it and it just triggered my brain. If, Mr. Tymier, if we can find out from Project Media, that documentary they were gonna do for 2024, if the documentary is done, where we are, if we can see it. If not, we get our $25,000 back.
No, they're still working on
So
it.
isn't that still a thing?
Yeah, no, they're still working on it. They, cause our quarterback got hurt last year, so they're trying to, I guess, spice the documentary up
Okay.
with, like his return, and they're still doing interviews, so they're interviewing Ryan Mundy on Friday, so this Friday, Ryan Mundy's coming in the interview, and they're, still trying to get Jason Taylor on the interview as well, so they're trying to make it as, I guess, high profile as possible, so that they can try to get it onto Amazon Prime or Netflix or one of those type of accounts, so they are still working
But
on
we're
it.
not paying for anything more, right? We're still locked in.
No, not to the documentary.
Make it sure, man. You know,
That way you're fine.
yeah. Cause he triggered me and he told me to search it and I searched it and blame him for that.
Sorry.
New business, any new business?
Well, I think maybe this might still just be an old business, but what's our update on Edgewood?
Is that Danny? Would you like to
Update
say
on
that?
Edgewood. Well, right now, they're just working on a punch list and there's a time period that they're gonna finish it by. Supposedly now we've got like 2 weeks from next Thursday or something like that. For them to complete all the punch list stuff. Not to include the completion of the lockers because those still aren't coming till October. What else is incomplete now?
Stairwell and, interior door, fire rated doors.
Oh yeah, the stairwell doors, yeah, the stairwell doors are great. Other than that, we're still only 75% there.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
It looks good, there's just a lot of incidental things, small stuff. Between arguing with them to say, well, this wasn't part of the scope of work, and, we're trying to add on stuff just like anybody does to try to get a little bit more out of their money, try to get a little bit more out of the money we spent out of them, knowing that they've made an extreme amount of money, there's a lot of profit made. And where Kelly, she's there, Killing herself, making sure her building's right. I'm trying to follow her lead as much as possible, but I also have several other things on my plate too.
Oh, really?
And if any of the board members who didn't get to go on,
Yes.
anytime you guys wanna go, just reach out to me or Kelly. I think it's good for you to see it. I appreciate the effort, the work, the due diligence by, the principals at the building. The staff was excited.
The staff is
Nobody was
great. I
complaining, and even though we still have some HVAC issues.
The
so-
HVAC, the air conditioner's working great right now. I mean, they came in and tweaked it on Monday. They had a little hiccup and they had to pull some new wiring. But I was cold. It was like,
It was cold.
yeah, it's
My-
cold. Building is not like by any means.
They said that they're coming on.
We got all the
Yeah.
filters changed throughout the whole building after construction, we don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
to have that circulating dust. I mean, we did a lot to mitigate dust and allergens. We really have.
We'll still do the open house, and then we're planning to also do the community. I planned a day but we wanted to make sure that our lockers were in.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
time. We wanna make sure it's done, but, I know in particular when it's my fourth renovation, so it was good to see some of the work that was done. Of course, I'm very picky. I know those two are very picky, and I got to see a different side of Danny a little bit with the
Yeah.
construction crew, which was good, because, just making sure that they're hitting everything, and Ellie had her 12-page list of punch lists, which was good.
She's great.
Because it is a big project. We don't want to have to fix things down the road. And the teachers are happy right now. We want to keep them happy as well too, so.
Absolutely.
I just want to add, Kelly and her team are doing a great job of controlling the crowd of cars and when the students come out. From the first day, it was crazy, of course. And then the children are going through a metal detector. And that has just been so well done this week. And thank you, Kelly. And the pickup is smooth as ever. I think parents just needed to get in a rhythm and understand how this was going to work out. Everybody's happy.
Good.
Yeah.
People getting their kids, moving on. And the direction, stay to your right, don't cross over, don't go to the left so you don't hit anybody. But great job.
Team is awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
It was a really good start. I mean, the size district that we have and the little emails and calls and complaints we got for the size of district we have was very impressive. And that's a credit to the whole executive team, the principal teams, the teacher teams, transportation and everybody. So it's what they pulled off these last 2 weeks across the board was impressive for me to see.
And I do want to touch on the fact that, Ms. Rozuski and Ms. Rozuski wants to meet with them. I was going to give them a little bit more time in transportation as well as food service to get acclimated before that meeting. Yeah, because that's what the email said.
Yeah, I know, yes.
And I don't know if you got to see, our high school principals did get to do an interview. They asked to do an interview the first day. I felt it was appropriate that our principals did the interview. Of course, they did an amazing job, and I appreciate, the high school principals today, always in the hallway. She runs a great, the climate and culture because of her and Mr. Greenwich at the high school have been fabulous.
Yes.
Before we end, I forgot to remind everybody that Donuts with Dad and Muffins with Mom at Dixon coming up on the 16th. I was not invited last year. My daughter picked her dad over me. However, from what I understand, it is. No, she told me no. From what I understand, it's a great event, so I do advise any parents that want to attend the Dixon Donuts with Dad, Muffins with Mom. It's very informative. The muffins are good. The Davises are good, from what I understand. But I do think this is something great for our parents to be involved with as our administration team and to see what your kids are actually, doing and what they're doing. So it's on Tuesday the 16th, so everybody should definitely set your calendar.
Thank you.
And hats off to Dixon. They've probably been doing that for how many years now? At least 12, 12 years, 10 years? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So yeah, hats off to Dixon for that consistency. All right, let's adjourn. I seek permission to adjourn the September 10th, 2025 agenda setting meeting.
Record moves.
Meeting adjourned.